Alrighty, guys, it's here. It's time. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Conflict of Heroes. This is Storm of Steel, Kursk, 1943. We're going to be doing mission number 1 with the 3rd edition rules. And I'm going to just play this solo. I am not going to be using the solo bot because I think it'll be easier just to play it two-handed. So I'm just going to play this two-handed. We're going to play through a scenario and try it out and see how we do. This is a very introductory. It's mission 1, so it's just infantry, nothing special. There's no tanks, there's no mortars, there's none of that stuff. So it's just going to be a very easy, generic scenario. So at least it'll get us in the swing of things to see how the game plays and see how it progresses. So, with that said, let's get you to the table and check it out. Alrighty. So, obviously, we're talking about Storm of Steel, Kursk 1943, 3rd edition rule booklet. This does use a pretty good sequence in the table of contents here. You can see it's got the first mission setup, game overview, game components, turns and actions, command action points, positioning and moving, fire zones, combat hits and rallying, battle cards, and then the end of the round. And then you can see where it says play mission 1 and 2. So you do this stuff, and then you can play missions 1 and 2. Then you can read about group actions, hidden units, and then play missions 3 and 4. Hills and elevation, mortars and artillery, and smoke, and then play mission 5 and 6. Vehicles, special vehicle rules, then play missions 7, 8, and 9. Fortifications and obstacles, then play mission 10, and then flamethrowers and alternate player counts to play missions 11 to 16. So it does have a nice programmed learning. So you're just learning a little bit, playing a couple of scenarios, learning a little bit more, playing some more scenarios. Hopefully you'll play lots of scenarios that way. Alright, so that is again Storm of Steel, Kursk 1943, the 3rd edition. Alright, I do have the game set up here, as you can probably see. What I'm going to do is just tip the camera up just slightly. There we go. Alright. So, there's a bunch of stuff down here in the bottom. It's not out of play, but the Germans come in over here and up at the top. So, probably nobody's going to be using this area down here, so I just started putting some dice and some tokens and cards down there. I suppose if the Germans wanted to, they could run all their units all the way around there if they wanted to, but I don't think they're probably going to want to do that. Just a guess. Alright, I also have the Russian control panel set up and the German control panel. You can tell they're the German control panel because they both start with 6 caps, which you can use to supplement your attacks and your actions. We start with victory points at 1 for the Russians. It's turn number 1, and we'll look at the scenario here when I finish shuffling the cards. Alright, hope everyone's doing well tonight. We're going to look at Conflict Heroes. We played the 1st edition scenarios. A couple scenarios from the 1st edition not too long ago. And I had mentioned how I really would like to try the 2nd and 3rd edition to see how it's progressed through the years. And good friend of the channel, Viper Dave, who actually lives very close to me, lives probably like a 10-minute drive from my house, contacted me and said, hey, if you're interested, I've got these games. I'd be more than willing to donate them to you if you want them. And so he did. I went over and met him last week, and really fine gentleman. And he donated a couple games to me for this, including the solo, the solo bot. I'm going to choose not to use that right now. I might use that later, though, to be honest, going forward. I just want to see how things play face to face before you do solo. All right. So, let's look at the scenario before I just get crazy and start doing things, right? So we are going to be doing this map, this mission. You can see the Germans enter on round 1 over here on the left. I'm sorry, on the right-hand side of the map. And then on round 2, they enter from the top. So even though the bottom of the board is usable, there's a bunch of just open terrain. Not sure you want to run a bunch of units around there. And then the Soviets set up right where, as you can see, right where they're at. All right, and this mission is called the Courier Satchel. Shortly before Operation Citadel, a Soviet probe intercepts a courier carrying a satchel with German deployment orders. An elite platoon of Panzer Grenadiers is immediately dispatched to retrieve the satchel. The Provincial Soviet Command orders the documents delivered to an intelligence office at headquarters for translation. With the local front a beehive of activity for both sides, getting the satchel to headquarters is easier said than done, Panzer Grenadiers notwithstanding. So, on turn 1, they have 2 Panzer Grenadiers that are going to be coming in over here from the right-hand side. And then around 2, they're going to have a couple infantry squads coming from the north. The Soviets are going to be setting up based upon this information and a facing. They have to face where they were this way. It does kind of talk about the different terrain types. And here we have open, which is, open hex. We have road hex, where you can see the road. We have corn and wheat, and in this scenario, corn and wheat, this is the wheat, this is the corn, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the wheat, and in July and August mission, it blocks foot line of sight. So as long as you're in the corns, you can't be shot at. Because it blocks line of sight for the wheat. The corn, which is over here, the corn would do the same thing with August and September missions. Unfortunately, it is the 4th of July, 1943. July 4th, 1943. So that means the wheat is in play, but the corn is not in play. So again, the wheat in July and August missions blocks foot unit line of sight. And you can move concealed units. You can reduce rally number by 1. It doesn't cost anything extra to move through it. And so that is the setup. So kind of a big just open area over here. And I think this represents the corn being, only small. It's not very big. It's not very tall. So I think it acts as just an open for corn in August and September missions. It's difficult terrain, blocks foot unit line of sight, conceals, reduces rally number. We're going to read up on the corn real quick, 4.8. I want to make sure that it doesn't... Alright, corn. Open terrain with high growing crops that provide concealment and block a foot unit's line of sight during August and September missions. So yeah, it doesn't block foot units line of sight during non-August and September, but during August and September, it would block line of sight. So it's open terrain that provides concealment and blocks a foot unit line of sight during August and September. Wheat, open terrain with low growing crops that provide concealment during July and August missions. Fences and fields have no effect. All right. And we have some wood buildings scattered throughout kind of this little village here. And then we have this stone building, which is where the Courier is trying to get the Satchel. So the Courier and the Satchel are actually off board. The Satchel is represented by this token, and it's going to come in with this submachine gun unit, and it's going to come in on this space on turn 2, and then its job is to kind of either go to this space or this space, one of these two hexes. As long as the Russians have it in one of those two spaces, every turn they're going to earn a victory point. You can see at the end of round 2, 1 victory point if they have the control marker in the H7 or H8. H7 is this X, H8 is this X. That is a stone building. It's representing their headquarters. I'm sure it represents their headquarters. So on rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can see this mission ends in only 5 rounds. So it's only got it's got the pre-mission setup, where you set up the Russian units. Then in round 1, the Germans have the initiative. Round 2, the Germans get the reinforcements and the Courier arrives. And then at the end of round 2, 3, 4, and 5, the Soviets would get a victory point if they have control of the Satchel in their headquarters. All right, now, each side has some information about what they're going to do. As you can see here, the Soviets start with 1 victory point. That's why it's on the 1 victory point side. It can never be 0 victory points, so it's either the Russians have victory points or the Germans, one or the other. There's no 0, so somebody is always winning this scenario. In this case, the Soviets start with 1 point. Then it also shows how many command cards each side starts with, so 2 in this case. And it also shows you how many cards they're going to be getting and how many command points they have. Command points for each side are set at 6, which you can see we are set at. And then each side's going to draw a card at the end of each round. And they each start with 2 cards. That's why I was shuffling the cards. We are using only cards 1 to 13. All the others have been pulled out. So it's only cards 1 to 13. So if you get a card that's not 1 to 13, I will take the card out. So we're going to give 2 to the Russians, 2 to the Germans. I will secretly look at those cards. All right. Round 2, the document Satchel is represented by the control marker, which enters the map with the SMG unit. Any unit in the same hex as the Satchel may move it. The Soviets immediately lose control of the Satchel when a German unit moves into its hex. Alright, there are some optional or recommended things down here at the bottom. For new players, you're supposed to remove the destroyed marker. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a new player. And then it gives you this optional adrenaline card where basically you can use it to get a free action on one of your spent units, and I'm not using that either. So we're not going to be playing with any of the special. And that's it. Mission 1, 4th of July, 19. 43, and we are ready to go. I'm going to actually set this up over there, and maybe... All right. I will shuffle up these markers because I don't want anyone thinking that I was... So you might find it a little interesting. The Germans have a whopping 2 Panzer Grenadiers and 2 infantry in 1943. And the Russians, which are the defenders of this scenario, have 5 units plus another unit coming on. And you might think, wow, that doesn't seem very fair for the attackers to be able to do that. Because they have the defensive terrain bonuses, and they already start with victory points. So it seems like it's a very tough mission for the Germans. But we shall see. The Germans do have superior firepower. So we shall see. All right, there's that. I'm going to maybe slide that over a little bit. There we go. All right. You know what I'm going to do? Let's move this out of the way, since we'll be using this side of the map. All right. Here we go. So, Panzer Grenadiers. I'm going to put these guys up at the top so I don't accidentally grab these. Panzer Grenadier is going to start. And he's going to come in. And when you bring a unit in the 3rd edition rules, you don't count any of the half hexes. Like this. It has to come in on a full hex. And it comes in spent. But you do not need to roll. You do not need to roll for a. Let's talk about Let's talk about it. So, before I do anything, let's kind of go over what we're trying to do here. Obviously, you know, this is a tactical infantry combat system game. And what you're trying to do is every time you're going to be activating one of your units to do something, and then you're going to put this token on it. If you activated that unit again, what this represents is that unit is tired because you just activated. It either fired or moved or whatever, so it's tired. So if you activate that unit again, it costs you 1 extra command point to do whatever you want with it. And the reason that's important is that at the end of the round, when you're done activating that unit, based upon what activity you use, you're going to roll this special D10. It's a D10, but it only goes from 1 to 7. There are 2 1s, 2 3s, and 2 5s. And so that gives you a number between 1 and 7, but it is skewed in a way to look at this. So you can see here, if I was to spend 1 action point, you roll this die, and you have to roll higher than whatever your action cost is. So if I spent 1 action point, I have a 20% chance of failing because there are 2 1s on this die. If I spend 2 action points, I have a 30% chance. If I spend 3 action points, a 50% chance. 4 action points, 60% chance. 5 action points, 80% chance. 6 action points, 90% chance. And 7 action points, 100%, because it goes from 1 to 7. You have to roll higher than the action points. So this is important because if, say, the Russians shoot, this unit has 4. So that means 60% chance that it's going to spend. So it would shoot, and then we would roll this. And in this case, it wouldn't spend. It could shoot again. It can shoot again. As long as you keep passing your check, you can keep activating. But the first time you fail, you'll flip over and become spent. The spent unit can't be activated again, but you can still spend your command points to do things with it. So if if the Russian player wanted to, he could use this guy to shoot again, but he would have to spend all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's how many command points it costs. So it costs 4 command points to do things. So it's a management game where you're managing your command points and your units with your activities. In the top right-hand corner, it shows you how much, top left-hand corner, it shows you how much it costs to fire a unit. In the top right-hand corner, it shows you how much it costs to move that unit. In the bottom left-hand corner, it shows you how much firepower it has against. Give the camera something to focus on. This should be pretty good. Come on, jerk. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Today. Alright, well anyways, in the bottom left-hand corner it shows you their firepower against red, which is soft targets, and then blue against hard targets, and then your defense against your front area and your flank area. So for these guys, your front area is always the 3 hexes in front of you, and your flank area is 3 hexes behind you. So a unit that's over here, like here, is actually in your flank area. And so if he shot you, he'd be going against your 11 defense as opposed to your 12 defense. Okay, so that's what you're doing. You're managing your resources and trying to keep your units as active for as long as possible to be able to do as much as you can for the round. Because literally, if what happens is, if the Soviet player becomes all spent, let's say he spends all of his units and they all become spent, the German player could, in essence, run all the way around the map as long as his unit keeps passing his check. He could run all around the map, shooting everyone, boom, 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 and killing them all. So it's all about managing your resources compared to your opponents, and trying to keep everyone in good working order. Whenever someone is attacked and hit, you're going to be adding a hit marker to them. These hit markers will do things from stunning them, to suppressing them, to pinning them, or doing all kinds of things. In this case, you can see this unit can't fire, he can't move, he can't do anything. The only thing he can do is rally. And that's what the R is, to rally, kind of to get rid of this token. And if a unit ever has any marker, and gets a second marker, it's eliminated. So you're trying to manage keeping your units in good working order while trying to do the, bad things to your opponent's units. Alright. That's a quick overview. Now you understand what we're doing. So we move this unit on. We showed that it's now spent. We have a huge forest in the way. Nobody can see them, so nobody can shoot. There is no opportunity fire because every time you move a unit one space, your opponent gets to act. So that's kind of their opportunity fire, right? So if this guy was to come on here, right, there's no opportunity fire because now it's his turn. He can now spend his unit to fire because now he's got line of sight to him. So we're going to bring him in right here. Right. That's where we're bringing him. Right. No. Does he have line of sight there is a good question. He does have line of sight there, so I don't want to bring him in there. Oh, yeah, I'm going to bring him in there. I guess that's the best option. Okay. I probably should see what we have. Right, okay, that's the Russians. Now the Germans. Okay. All right. So that's the German player. Now the normally you would have to roll because you did something with the unit, but when you bring a unit in, you don't have to. All you're doing is bring him on the map. You don't have to roll. You don't have to roll to make sure he's spent, because he's just literally coming on the board. Okay. So, what does the Soviet player want to do? I think what he's going to do is he's going to try and keep the Germans from pushing in. So he's going to activate this guy to move. It's a 1. So it costs 1 action point. So you would have to roll the die. If he rolls a 1, again, 20% chance. You can see this chart on the bottom here. There's a 20% chance that he will spend himself. Does he want to risk that, or does he just want to spend 1 command point to prevent that? If you spend 0 command points, you do not have to roll the die to see if you're spent. So it costs him 1 point. He either has to risk it or he has to spend a command point. I think he's going to risk it. He's got a few units. He's 5. He's fine. He's higher than the 1 point he spent. So he doesn't become spent. He can do another action. Again, as long as you keep passing your turns, you can run all over the map, shoot, right, and do all kinds of stuff. It's once you become spent, then you're done. So it's about keeping your units from spending. All right. Well, that's interesting. Now I have to see if this unit does not have line of sight over there because it crosses that forest right there. I was going to bring in a unit here, but if I bring in a unit here, this guy can see him now, I think. Yeah, he sure can see him. That's kind of tricky. And he'll be out in the open. I could bring him over here actually because he's hidden in the bush in the corn. That's corn. All right, I'm going to bring him in there. So he now becomes spent. Oops. He now becomes. Oh, and I should have put this on the Russian units. All right. He is going to. The Russian unit is now going to move this unit right here, and he's going to move this unit there. It costs 1 because it's an open space, so it doesn't cost him anything extra. Cardboard Commander, what's going on? And again, I think he's just going to risk rolling a 1. He's fine. He rolled a 3, so he didn't spend. So now this moves over to this unit. Cardboard Commander, what is going on? We are playing some Conflict of Heroes, Storm of Steel. Solo play. Alright, Panzer Grenadier is going to move up 1 space. It is just a normal hex. So again, 1 movement point. He has to risk it or spend a command point. Does he want to spend a command point? Is he afraid to roll in a 1? He does not want to roll a 1. He does not want to roll a 1. He is going to... He's going to risk it. Hope, as long as he doesn't roll 1, he'll be fine. He's fine. Okay. So now this moves over to this unit. Because he just moved. Alright. So the Soviet is now going to move here. Now this is difficult terrain, so it costs an extra costs an additional points to move into the woods. Costs an extra action point, plus 1 action point. So now, if he rolls a 1 or 2, he fails, and on a 1 or 2, that's a 30% chance. So the Soviet player is going to spend it. How important is it that he stays fresh? That's a good question. I think 1 or 2, 30%. It's only a 30% chance. Does he want to risk it? Does he want to risk it? I think he is going to risk it. 3, he's fine. So no, still no, didn't spend. And now this moves back because this is the unit that's fatigued. This represents fatigue. It prevents people from just spending the same unit over and over and over and over again, doing the same thing over and over again. So, so this guy is going to move here. And he's a 1. And I think he's just going to risk it. Ooh, close. He rolled a 2, but he's okay. He's fine. So back to the Russian player. So you can see turns go super quick because you're making like one little micro thing. So this guy is now going to move, and he's going to move over here. Again, that's terrain. That's a 1. So 1 he's spent. No, he's fine. Now this moves. Oops, this moves back to this guy here. Germans are in a pickle now. They're trying to get their elite Panzer Grenadier up there, but for some reason the Russians are not cooperating. Ooh, he's going to move here. So that costs 2 action points. So again, 1 or 2 he would spend. But I think the German is just going to... I think he's just going to risk it and see. So it's a 1 or 2. He's going to become spent, which would be very bad. Ooh, that's very bad. He's only got 2 units. So what he's going to do is he's going to play a luck card. After dice roll, he's going to roll a d6. And if he rolls a 1, he's going to subtract 3 from his dice roll. If he rolls a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, he's going to add 2 to the dice roll. A 2 to the dice roll is going to make that a 3, and he's going to be fine. So unless he rolls a 1, he's going to keep his unit from becoming spent. So he does not want to see a 1. He does not want to see a 1. Wow, that's a bitch. Okay, well this is going to be extremely hard for the German player now. Wow. Okay, so the Soviets now are... Okay, well, hey, this is, I don't know how the Germans are supposed to win this scenario. I really don't. I don't understand how the German player, I'm going to turn the brightness down a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit too much. Is that a little better for you guys? Let me know if that looks better for you guys. Okay. Well. He is going to move here. Which again would be a 1 or 2. He's going to become spent. No, he does not become spent. So this gets moved over to him. Looks good to me. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, thank you. So, now obviously this guy's become spent, so I can't activate him again unless I play a card or I spend all command points, which I might want to do because this guy's adjacent to me now. Oh, this should have moved over to this guy because he's the one that just moved. Right. This guy can shoot this guy now. He would be a... Yeah, I think he's going to try and shoot him. So he's going to shoot. He's going to firepower of 5. He's going to be shooting into the guy's front flank. So just to kind of go over this, like if you're facing the same direction as that guy, so like this space, and this space are your front flank, and your back flank would be this space, and this space would be your back flank. So he's going to be shooting into his front flank. So he's going to be using his better defense. It's a 12. The woods gives you a +2 to your defense. So he's up to 12 plus 2 is 14. So he's got a 14. And now you subtract 5. So 14 minus 5 is 9. So he's got an attack of 9. And then you can supplement that with 1 or 2 command points if you want to spend them. And I think he's going to spend 1 command point. And so now all he needs to do is roll an 8 or higher. 8 or higher will be a hit. You know what? He's going to spend 2 command points. This is pretty important because if this guy doesn't become spent, he's going to be a real problem. So we want to damage him. We want to cause him pain. We want to make him suffer. All right. So again, 12 plus 2 is 14. He's a 5. 14 minus 5 is 9. And then I spent 2 command points, dropping it from a 9 down to a 7. So 7 or higher, and the German is hit. He got it. Oh, it's a good thing he spent those command points, because otherwise it would have been a miss. Because remember, he needed a 9 or higher. So good thing he spent those 2 command points. So he's hit. So now the Soviet player would draw one of these. And we're not going to look at it to find out what has happened to him until he goes to activate. He might be killed. He might be wounded. He might not. He might go berserk. Whatever. So this is going to move over to this guy now because he just shot. Now, he just shot at a 3. So 1, 2, or 3, which is a 50% chance he becomes spent. And he's the last unit that I have. So if I don't, I'm going to have to spend 1. I'm going to spend 2 command points. So I'm going to drop it from a 3 down to a 1. So no, now it's only a 1. If he rolls a 1, he becomes spent. It's a good thing he spent those points. It's a good damn thing he spent those points. Woo! That's twice the German got lucky. Very lucky. He spent his command points on the attack, and he spent his command points on this, and that saved his bacon. All right. This Russian is going to move up. He is a 1 point. So just a 1, he becomes spent. Tony's bored life. What is going on? How you doing, Bunny? Tony's bored life. Oh no! He failed. So he becomes spent. Wow. So that's the risk you take. Well. All right. All right. So the German player, he's going to pull something tricky here. He's going to pull something tricky. Tony's bored life. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, we should play this sometime. Try it out. Multiplayer. The German player is going to try something tricky here. He is going to... No, let me think. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's only got the 1 unit. I don't know how the... I don't have any idea how the German player is supposed to win this scenario. The Soviet player has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units in defensive positions. And the Germans have 2 and then bringing in 2 more later. And then the Soviets bringing 1 in. I don't know how the Germans are supposed to win this, to be honest. So... all right, so the German player, he's going to have to risk everything. Here he goes. He's going to risk everything. He's going to take a swift action. He's going to take two consecutive turns, skipping the opponent's turn. Turn actions may be taken by different units. May be taken by different units, but he's not. He's going to take the same. So he is going to move 1. He's going to go right there. Now, normally... he becomes spent on a 1, but because he's fatigued, he becomes spent on a 2. So 1 or 2, he becomes spent. And I guess he wouldn't have to play this card until after his first turn is done. So because if he becomes spent, no sense in... 3, he doesn't. Okay, so now he's going to play this. He's going to take another turn immediately, and he's going to move right here. Or does he just shoot this guy? Hang on a second. Let me think about this. Because he's adjacent, he is going to activate and do another action. I think he's just going to shoot him. +3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to shoot him because it's a +3. So he is a 12 +2. He's a 14. This guy is a 5 +3 because he's adjacent is an 8. So 14 minus 8 is a 6. He only needs a 6 or higher. He only needs a 6 or higher. He only needs a 6 or higher. Oh, no! Wow. And that was a shot. He's a 3 +1 because he's fatigued. So a 1, 2, and 3 or 4. He's going to spend his last 2 command points. He's going to take that from a 4 down to a 2. So 1 or 2 he becomes spent. I think the Russians are going to win this. I think it's going to be easy. He's not spent, fortunately. I guess he didn't need to spend the command points, but he's not spent either. All right. Back to the Russians now. The Russians are going to say, you know what? I am going to spend a command action. A fresh or spent unit may take 1 free action of any cost. He's going to try and rally. So let's see what happened to this hit marker. The hit marker is he's suppressed. So he needs to roll greater than or equal to 7. He gets a +1 because of the terrain bonus. So he needs to roll greater than or equal to 6. And we'll see. No, he failed his command check. Oh no. Wow. All right. So he will stay suppressed. We all know what happened to him now. So that is gone. We go back to the German player, and the German player says, I'm shooting him again. I can't miss him again. I need a 6 or higher, and he's dead. 6 or higher, and he's dead. No! Are you kidding me? Nobody wants to win. Oh, my God. This guy did not spend because he spent a command card that said a fresh or spent unit may take 1 free action of any cost. It's a free action, so you don't have to roll at the end of a free action. So now this unit is going to try and rally himself as an action. And he's got to roll 6 or higher again to rally himself. Yes, so this goes back. It's just shuffle it up like that. All right, he rallied though, and rallying is expensive. Rallying is expensive. It's like a 5. Let's see. 5 AP, yeah. So he needs a 6 or 7 to stay in good order. He's going to spend 2 command points. So now, instead of a 5, he needs 3. He needs higher than a 3. He needs a 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got a 50-50 shot. No, he spent. Okay, he got spent rallying, but he recovered. The German player. Oh, we forgot to roll for the German player. He's got to roll to see if he got spent. He's got to roll to see if he got spent. And he shot at 3, but he's fatigued, so it's a 4. He needs a 5, 6, 7. 80% chance he's going to become fatigued. And he had become fatigued, and I forgot to mark him. That's my bad. All right. Well, the Germans can't do anything because they're out of command points, they're out of cards, and they don't have any units, so they're going to pass. The Russian player still has 3 units he could do things with if he wanted to. Or you can just say, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy here. Because this guy in this building right here doesn't seem like he makes a lot of sense. Because there's a building right there in his way. So why is he in this building here? So he's going to move up. He's going to move up. That's 1 cost to move, plus moving into a building's +1. So a 1 or 2, he becomes spent. 1 or 2, he becomes spent. Nope, he's fine. We go back to the German player. The German player passes again. Now I think there's not really much else I can do. I know the German's going to be coming in here somewhere. So I think I'm just going to pass. We're going to end the round and flip everyone over. Round 2. We got the reinforcements. You get your reinforcements. We each get to draw a card. You will get 1. You will get 1. You'll reset to 6. You'll reset to 6. Oh, that's true, actually. Hang on a second. He could have spent 4 command points to shoot this guy. He's going to shoot this guy. He's going to shoot here to here. No, here to here. This guy is out in the open. All right. So he's going to spend all 4 command points to do this because it costs 4 command points to shoot. He's a 4 plus 3 for being adjacent. He's a 7. This guy's a 12. He only needs a 5 or higher and he can do damage. That makes perfect sense. Even though this guy's spent, you can spend command points. As long as you can spend all their command points they need, he's going to shoot him for 4. He only needs a 5 or higher. Oh my gosh, these dice rolls tonight. Oh my god. So now he's out of command points. We would reset the round. Round goes to 2. Command points back up. They each drew a card. And now we roll for initiative. You can spend command points for initiative. But I don't think either one of them that care about initiative. Whoever rolls higher gets initiative. 10 versus 8, so the Russians get initiative. All right. Okay. Just looking to see what they have. This guy is going to shoot at this guy. Again, 4 firepower, plus 3 for being adjacent, 7. This guy is a 12 with no defense, so he's a 12 minus 7 is a 5. He needs a 5 or higher to hit. Wow, just barely. But that is a hit. And we'll put one of these tokens underneath them. Now he needs to see if he becomes spent. He just spent 4. So he needs a 5, 6, or 7. Wow. Now he makes it. Okay. So he doesn't even become spent. This is a very hard scenario for the Germans. I don't know how they're supposed to win this scenario, to be honest. Okay. The German player is going to shoot this guy. He's adjacent. He's got 5 firepower plus 3 for being adjacent is 8. He is a 12 plus 2 for the forest is 14. 14 minus 8 is 6 or higher. He needs a 6 or higher to hit him. And now he has to see if he becomes spent. 1, 2, or 3. Jesus. 50% chance. I'm going to spend a cap and make it a 1 or 2. So he needs a 3 or higher. Got it. Okay. So he doesn't become spent, but he does activate. This guy might as well shoot him again because he's going to, even though he's fatigued, it's going to cost him an extra camp point. That's fine. If he shoots that guy and kills him, that's one of the 4 units out of play. He only needed a 5. Oh my God. How many times have I rolled a 4 on these dice? He misses. Now he becomes, he spent 4 plus 1 because he's fatigued is a 5. He needs a 6 or 7 or becomes fatigued. 6 or 7. No, he's way fatigued. Well, if I'd have looked at this card, that would have made a big difference. If I would have looked at that card, that would have made a big difference. All right, he is going to move. Well, he's got to make sure he can move. Let's see. Okay. I know what he is. He is going to move. That is a cost of 1. Woo, he's okay. He's okay. And now he becomes the active unit. All right, they're going to bring this guy on right here with this little satchel. And he is a 1. So unless they roll 1. Woo, we made it though. And then this becomes over here. This is all open terrain because it's July 4th, so this doesn't count as anything but clear terrain. He can come over here, but how is he going to stop this guy from running into this building right here? All right, he's going to come on right there. And move that over there. You don't have to roll when you bring in a unit on the board. They don't become spent when they just brought on the board. He's in the wheat, so he can't be seen. But that's not going to do him any good because this guy's going to move 1 forward. And again, as long as he doesn't roll 1. Oh! Okay, well, he becomes Spence. All right. Oh, I didn't want to do that anyways because he was the active unit. That was pretty dumb on my part. Okay. Yeah, that was really dumb on my part. Okay. What are we gonna do? Germans are gonna shoot. They're gonna use these guys are gonna shoot. So if you got a marker, you have to show your opponent that you can shoot. Yes, he can shoot. He's just unnerved. Nothing happens to him, so no penalties or anything like that. So he's going to be shooting in the flank of his opponent. So it's 11, 12, 13. He's an 8. So he only needs a freaking 5. He only needs a freaking 5. Oh my god, just barely. But it's a hit. One, 2, or 3. He's going to spend a command point, make it just a 1 or 2. He needs a 3 or higher. And he becomes spent. Well, that sucks. And he becomes the active unit. This guy's going to move up there. He costs him 1. So 1, he becomes spent. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, everyone's becoming spent. German is going to shoot this guy, for the love of God. He is 5, 6, 7, 8. That guy should be dead here in a second. Ooh, hang on a second. Is he? He is a 14 minus 8. Is a 6. He needs a 6 to hit him, so he does hit him. Let's see what he was. He was pinned, but this guy is eliminated. So 1 unit eliminated. All right. I mean, he could bring his other rifle squad in there. Russians. Russian, I think, is going to pass. No, he's not going to pass. I think the Russians going to pass. I think we're going to bring this guy in here. Back to the Russians. Russians pass. Actually, I'm going to move him. Yeah, we'll bring him in right there. I think we'll bring him in right there. So this guy is going to move here. And that That's a 1. I don't think it costs anything extra for the cost for the corn or wheat, plus 0. But it becomes, because it's July, it keeps them hidden, I guess. So it still costs him a 1. Nope, he's okay. Russians pass. This guy's going to move. He's a 1. Oh, no. That was bad timing. He become active. Back to the Russians. This guy's going to move here for 2. This is a 2. Oh no, he becomes spent too. This is going to be a quick round. This guy's going to move here for 1. Oh my God, it's all over now. Jesus. All right. The Germans still got 1 guy they can do something with, but I'm going to have this guy pivot, which is just an action in his space to rotate, and then you become spent on a 1. He's going to just spend the command point, so I don't have to roll anything. The German player, I guess. Shoot. What is the German player going to do? If he goes anywhere in there, he's going to be... He's going to go here. It's a 1 or a 2. It's a 1 or a 2 because of the woods. 3, he's okay. But he becomes the active player. The Russian's going to pass. German player is going to move up over here. Again, a 1 or 2 becomes spent. Or you can just spend, you know what, he's going to spend the command points. So he doesn't have to roll because he wants to be able to shoot that guy. This guy's going to shoot. Whoa, he spent. Costs 3 action points. Or, better yet, he can play Adrenaline. A spent unit may take 1 free action at any cost. So he's going to shoot. His machine gun is got a range of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? He's going to do this guy. Because he's got 4 firepower, plus he's adjacent. That's 7. He's going to activate this guy. 7 versus 14. 7 versus 14. He only needs a 7 or higher. He only needs a 7 or higher. He can use 2 cap points. Let's make it 6 or higher. I'm going to make it 6 or higher. 6 or higher for the win. my god. Alright, well that was a free action though, so I don't have to worry about that. Now the German player is going to shoot him. He is a 5 plus 3 for being adjacent is 8. This guy is a 12 out in the open. 12 minus 8 is 4. He only needs a 4. Oh my god. If he can't hit with a 4, for shame, for shame. God. Oh! And if you roll... Hang on. I think that's an outright kill. You roll... Yeah, you roll. I think it's you either roll 4 or 5 higher. I think it's 4 higher. So he needed to roll a 4 and he rolled a 10. So that's going to kill him. That's going to kill this unit. Just wipe him right out. Unless he's got a card that prevents that. No. Alright, now he has to roll to see if he fatigues. 3 plus 1 is a 4. So he needs a 5 or a 6 unless he... spends the command points. I'm going to spend 2 command points because if he can stay active, this could be huge. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 command points. So instead of a 4, I'm spend 2, so I need a 3 or higher. 3 or higher. 3 or higher. Got it. So he stays active. Now, now, so he's going to activate this guy, and he's going to, so he can only move into those 3 hexes. He doesn't want to move into them, so he's going to pivot. Again, a 1 would cause him to, you know what? No. I'm just going to spend the point to pivot. Free action. He becomes the active unit. He'll be able to shoot me if I move out there, but I think I got to risk it. I'm going to move here. It's 1 to move, plus 1 because I'm fatigued, so I have 1 or 2. No, he stays fresh. All right, this guy is going to shoot him. Three firepower. He is a 12. So 12, 11, 10, 9. He needs a 9 or higher to hit. No. And that is a 1, 2, or 3. He becomes fatigued. He's going to spend a point. So now just a 3 or higher. Oh, he stays. He stays. He stays. All right. The German player is going to be doing all kinds of crazy nonsense now. He's going to go here. That is a 1 or 2. He becomes spent. Oh, no. He's got nothing to prevent that. Well, his reign of terror is over now. The Russians like, okay, I'm going to move. That's a 1 or a 2. 1 or a 2. Oh, no, he becomes spent. The Germans pass because he doesn't... Yeah, I think the Germans pass. And the Russians will pass because everyone's spent. All right. The Germans are gonna get one card. You get a card. Okay. We're going on to round 3. They don't. Let's see here. They don't have their control marker in the hex, so that's it. All right. And we roll for initiative. On to round 3. There's only a couple of turns left. And the Germans win initiative. All right, the German's going to move here. It's an open space, so it's just a 1, and I think he's just going to spend the command point and not have to roll. Because if this guy dies, he's in big trouble. All right, the Russian player is going to move this guy 1 space. And he is also going to just spend the command point so he doesn't need to roll. I'm going to have this guy take a rally action to try and get rid of this. He is a 7. He is a 7. Rally greater than or equal to 7. These dice are not very nice. All right, this guy is... Oh, this guy should be... This should move over there. This should be here. This guy's going to move 1 space. He is a 2. He's okay. Blocked. He can't see him. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to spend I'm going to spend 2 command points so I don't need to roll. These 2 do not. So building hexes, if the building is in the middle of the hex, they will block whether it touches the building terrain or not. It's a little different. Uh-oh. No, not my good laser pointer. No, 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 no. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. They cannot see because this building hex, even though it doesn't touch the building, you can't, it's blocked. So they're going to move here for 1. And again, instead of rolling, I'm going to spend a points. Oh, this guy just moved, so he should be the active. I gotta make sure I do a better job of that, don't I? The guy is at 12, and the wood building is 1, so he'd be a 13. I would need a 9 or higher to hit him. Alright, we're going to take this guy and shoot him. He's a 12, plus 1 for the wood building is 13, minus 4 is a 9. I could spend command points, but I think we'll just take the 9. Wouldn't have mattered if I spent 2 command points. I would have only made it a 7, and I was still missed. So now we got to see if he fails. He's a 1, 2, or 3. So he needs a 4 or higher. No, he becomes spent. Yeah, I think it's over for the Germans, to be honest. This guy's going to move into this hex. I know he's not. I'm going to move this guy into this hex, which is 1 movement point again. Boom. And again, I'm going to spend a command point just so he doesn't fail. And I don't think the Germans can stop him from getting in there, and then they have to go try and take it away from him. This guy failing his check is not helpful, not at all. This guy's going to move up 1. He is a 1. If he fails, the Germans are so screwed. Alright, he is going to take this guy and move him into that hex right there. And say 2 plus 1 for the building is 3. So he needs a 4 or higher. He needs a 4 or higher, or he becomes spent. Hang on. Yeah, that's fine. He'll just take the... Oh, he passes. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. Germans. What are you going to do? What in the hell are you going to do? I guess he could try and shoot that guy, but he is a 13. So I'm going to need an 8 or higher. He's a 13. I've got a 5 firepower. That's a hit. Okay. This guy is going to move into the building hex. He's a 1 plus 1 is 2. So he needs a 3 or higher. He's fine. Oh, this guy had to check to see if he... was successful. He's a 3 for... And he's spent... Yeah, now it's over. All right, I guess I'll move there for 1. And he's okay. This guy is going to try and rally. Let's see what he got here. He's suppressed. He needs a 7 or higher, +1 for the building, so he needs a 6 or higher. He got it, so he's no longer suppressed. Now we got to see if he becomes spent. He needs a 6 or 7. Oh my God, he made it. That's really unfortunate for the Germans, I guess. Really unfortunate for the Germans that they keep passing all their checks. This guy is going to try and rally. He's a 7 because he's out in the open. He got it. Okay. See if he now he's got to see if he becomes spent. He needs a 6 or 7. 3 command points, huh? I'm going to spend 2 of them. See if I can keep him from becoming spent. I need a 4, 5, 6, 7. He does! So he's not spent. This guy's going to shoot. He's a 3. This guy is a 14. He needs a 9 or higher. Nope. And he needs a 4 or higher or becomes spent. Oh, he doesn't become spent. Are you kidding me? Germans are going to move here. 1 or 2, he becomes spent. He becomes spent. Unbelievable. All right. This guy's going to shoot. He's a 5. Oh, no, he's only going to range at 2. 1, 2. So... going to move here for 1. It becomes spent on a 1. Oh, no. No, that's not what he wanted. That guy's going to shoot this guy. He is a 4. This guy is a 13. He needs a 9 or higher. Let's make it 8 or higher. All right, and now if he rolls a 4 or higher, it's game over. He rolled a 4, so that's good. Otherwise, or he rolled a 6, so he would have become spent. Last hope for the Germans. I don't think the Germans got pretty much any chance here, but this guy will shoot this guy again. He's once again 13 minus 3. He needs a 10. 12, 13 minus 3. 13 minus 3 is a 10. He needs a 10. Oh, let's make it a 9. Failed. He needs a 4 or higher. He becomes spent. He becomes spent. Right. Germans are going to shoot this guy again. He is a 4. 13 minus 4. He needs a 9. No. 1, 2, or he needs a 4 higher. Nope. Well, well, well. Russians will pass. They don't need to do anything, and the Germans will have to pass because they got nothing to do. So that'll be the end of the round. And I think at this point, I'm just going to call this one. I think this is game over. He's going to get a victory point for having this in there. So he would get another victory point. Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on a second. The Germans have 2 victory points from this. For every eliminated unit, you get a point. So, we'll flip to the Germans. And they moved up. Actually, the Germans are actually technically winning right now. But I don't... Alright, maybe we'll have to continue it then. I was going to call it, but maybe we don't call it. Because, yes, the Russians are going to earn a victory point every turn. We're going on to turn 4. This resets. This resets. They each get another... Okay. So the game started with the Russians having 1 victory point. When the German killed this first one, again, there is no 0. It switches from them having 1 to the Germans having 1. Then when he killed the second unit, the Germans would have 2 victory points. And then now the Soviet player gets a victory point. So it's down to 1. Next turn, it'll flip over to the Soviets. Yep. Plus, if they can eliminate any of the German units. So, Maybe the Germans stand a slight, not much of a chance, to be honest. And even though they're technically winning, they're going to have to kill 2 more Russians because the Russians are going to earn a point at the end of this turn and a point in the next turn. So they're going to flip it over and move it to the 2 side. So the Germans are going to have to kill like 2 more units. Which maybe they can do that without getting any of their units killed. Let's see who wins victory. Oh, let's see who wins initiative. 9 versus 7. So the Soviets win initiative. All right. They are going to activate first. He's going to move this unit in this hex. Wait. Yeah, because I don't want to be out in the open to stab this guy. So I'm going to move into this hex. And then I'm going to take a second action. Oh, wait. I have to make my check. So it's 1 to move plus 1 for the... So it's a 2. What do I want to do about that? I'm going to spend the 2 command points so I don't need to roll. I'll play the card, take 2 consecutive turns in a row. Actually, do I want to do that? Let me think about that. Yeah, I mean, that was his... but if he does that, then... Yeah, all right, whatever. That's fine. He'll do it. He's going to shoot him. He's a 4, plus 3 for being adjacent is 7. This guy is a... he's still in his front arc, actually. So he's a 12, 13. So he needs a 6 or higher. But he could kill this guy if he rolls a 10 or higher. And he could miss if he rolls a 3. Wow. Now he's got to roll a 6 or 7 or become spent. Does he want to spend caps for that? He will. So 5. So he's subtracting 2, 3. So he needs a 4 or higher. Nope, he still becomes spent. Well, bummer for you. German's going to shoot him right back. 5 plus 3 is 8. He's at 12 plus 1, 13. He needs a 5 or higher. He could kill him on a 5, 6, 7, 8. He could kill him on a 9 or higher. Or he could miss on a 4. It's going to cost him 3 command points. So he needs a 4 or higher. He's going to spend 2. So he needs a 2 or higher. No 1. Okay. Ooh, good thing he spent those. Good thing he spent those. The Russian player is going to play Sniper Fire. Roll a d6. Your opponent loses cap points equal to... So he wants to roll a 6 and have him lose 3 cap points. 4. 2 cap points. Ooh, that was pretty good. 2 cap points. And the Germans were like, gosh darn it, I could have used those cap points. The German's going to do this and add 2 to his firepower. He's going to shoot at this guy again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This guy is only a 13. So I need a 3 or higher to hit. I could kill this guy to 7 or higher. Good Lord. He is dead. And that means the Germans have got 2 firepower now. Or 2 victory points. Well, that didn't work out. Here I've been saying it's over for the Germans, but Soviets are going to pass. German's going to move 1 unit there. And unless he rolls a 1, he'll be fine. We rolled a 7. Can this guy see him? No. This guy can, though. But if I shoot him, then these guys can move up, and that would not be good. What do I have for card? I'm going to shoot with that guy. So 3 firepower. He is out in the open 12. 11, 10, 9. I need a 9. I need a 9. I need a 9. No. And now I need a 4 or higher. No. Oh boy. Now the Soviets are in problems. He's going to move there for 1. He's okay. This should go on this guy now. Well. Guess the Russians should have just hunkered down and not done anything. But I didn't want to make it boring time for you guys. Just watching doing nothing is not very exciting for you guys. So I figured I would do some stuff, and then it backfired for the Russians. So Russians will pass. He's going to move there for 1. No, wait, he doesn't want to do that again, right? He's going to move this guy here for 1. He's fine. Oh, the Russians are in trouble now. I've been saying the whole time, the Germans are dead, they're done, they're spent. Oh my God, this is going to get horrible. And all of a sudden it's like, the Russians can't stop them, man. The Germans are just going to surround them and then just... Well, Russians will pass. Germans will move up. It's been 1. He's okay. Yeah, you know what? He's going to go ahead and... 1 spent unit can take a free action. He's going to shoot this guy. Hate to waste my last card, but I'm going to. So, he is a 3. He is a 12. Needs a 9 or higher for a free shot at him. Oh, no. Okay, misses. This guy is going to go here. He'll face like that, I guess. That's a 1. Oh no, he becomes Spence. This guy is going to pivot in his hex. It's a 1 to pivot. He's okay. This guy is going to move here for 1. He's okay. This guy's going to shoot. Let's see what his... No, he's only got a range of 2. He can't shoot. Damn. Right. This guy is going to shoot him. 12, 13. He's at 10. God, jeez. No. And he's a 1, 2, or 3. Needs a 4 or higher. He got it. Okay. This guy's going to move here for 1. No 1. Roll the 3. He's okay. All right. Russians are going to pass. German is going to move here for 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So not a 1 or a 2. He's okay. Russians will pass. This guy can only shoot 2 spaces. This guy is still available. Russian will pass. Oh. All right, let's see. The German's going to go here for 1. No, he shouldn't have done that. Well, that's a bummer. He had big plans for that guy. Russians will pass. I think I gotta try, right? I gotta try. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna turn to face both of these guys. Oh, actually, neither one of them is in the front arc, so neither one of them can shoot. So this guy will rotate. Oh, wait. So this guy moved for 1. He moved for 1. He's okay. Oh, it was actually 2 because he's fatigued. So this guy, ooh, this is going to be bad. He's going to rotate. He's a 1, 2. So he needs a 3 or higher. He got it. So he rotated. But now this guy is going to move here. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta get in the. I gotta get in the. All right. So moving into the stone building. Costs 2 action points. I'm gonna spend 2 caps so it does. I don't have to roll. Actually, no. It costs 2 plus 1. So I do have to roll. I made it a 3 minus 2, so I have to not roll 1 or I'm spent. Okay, he's okay. Alright, now this guy can shoot. Wow, maybe that was dumb, but we'll see. 5, 6, 7, 8 firepower because he's adjacent. 8 firepower. You're at 12 plus 2 is 14. So I need a 6 or higher. A 10 or higher will kill him. 8, so that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt him. Oh, and now this guy's got to see if he becomes spent. 3. He needs a 4 or higher or becomes spent. He does. Wow, lucky. So both teams are out of caps, so that's a thing. So he is a 5. This guy is, I'm shooting into his flank, so he's 11. He's a 13. 13 minus 5. I need an 8 to hit this guy. 8 or higher. And if I roll a 12, I would kill him. 8. Ooh. So he's been wounded as well. Now, this is a 3 cost. I need a 4 or higher. 4 or higher, and I stay alive. Oh boy. This guy's going to have to try to rally. Let's see what he's got. He's pinned. So he's a 7. He needs a 6 or higher. He needs a 6 or higher. He got it. So he rallies. But now he needs a 6 or 7 or he becomes spent. He is, oh, close, but he becomes spent. This guy is going to try and rally. Let's see what happened to him. He's a 7. He needs a 6 or higher. He got it. So now he's got to 6 or 7 to become. He's spent as well. So we have these 2 units left. This guy's going to shoot him again. 5. He is an 11, 12, 13. So he needs an 8 or higher. Miss. 3. He needs a 4 or higher or becomes spent. He is spent. He will shoot him. 3. He's a 12. He's a 13. So he needs a 10 or higher. He hits him. Oh boy. Wow. First time we've seen a number that high in a long time. So does he become spent? He needs a 4 or higher. He does. He stays alive. And now he's going to shoot this guy again because this guy can't rally because he spent. Oh my gosh. Can he get another hit? He needs a... Oh, well, let's see what happened to this guy. So, he is -2 to his 12. He is a 10 +1. He's an 11 -3. So he's a 12 -2. So he's a 10 minus a +1 for the force is 11. He isn't, so he needs an 8 or higher to hit him. And that would kill him. He needs an 8 or higher. No. And he needs, once again, a 4 or higher becomes... No, he needs a 5 or higher because he's fatigued. 5 or higher. Oh, he stays alive again! Oh, the hero of the Soviet Union right here. He's going to take another shot. Same thing. He needs an 8 or... again, 12, 10, 11, -3. 11 -3 needs an 8 or higher. Oh my God. Can he get this? He's going to have a third shot at him. No! Once again, he failed. Once again, he needs a 4 or higher. Oh my God, he did it again. He's going to shoot again. Because the German has to keep passing. He's got a card, but the card does nothing. You know what? He'll go ahead and activate it. Might as well. He's going to place a hasty defense marker. So he gets +1 to his terrain. So he is going to get 12 -2 is 10, +1 +1, back up to 12, -3 is a 9. He needs a 9 again. He needs a 9 to kill him. The hasty defenses have worked. I got to make sure that you can actually put those there, actually. Because I'm not 100% sure about them. Hasty defenses. Foot units only. Foot unit may build for a 5 action point +1 die roll modifier if occupied when attacked. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that, but it says for 5 action points, but this just says to put a place in, so I'm assuming you don't need to do that. Alright, so yes, because of that, it saves his bacon. And so I still need to roll 5 or higher. He's going to get another shot. He's going to get another shot. One of these times he's going to get lucky and hit. It's another 8. He needed a 9. Once again, 5 or higher. Once again, he needs a 9 to kill that guy. This is like his 6th shot. No. Once again, needs a 5 or higher. No. Finally, this unit becomes spent, and that will be the end of the round because the Germans will pass, the Soviets will pass. They're going to get a victory point, so the Germans are down to 1, which means if the Germans don't... All right, we're going on to round 5. Here we go. So it is going to come down to... Okay. Each team gets a card. Okay. It's the last round, so I guess we're just going to finish this up. All right. So, who's going to win initiative? Germans could spend up to 2 caps to get a +2 if they wanted to. They're going to have more caps to begin with. Nope, I think he's going to use them for other things. Ooh, wow. Where was that when you needed it? The Soviets win initiative. This guy's going to shoot right off the bat. He's at 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8. He's a 6 or higher. Just barely, but that is enough to hit. Now, he needs a 4 or higher or becomes spent now. I'm going to say 3 or higher. He needs a 3 or higher, which is a 50-50 shot. 3 or higher. Oh my God, what luck. What luck, what luck. He got it. So he stays active. Okay. Jeez. Now the Germans are in trouble. Because if they don't take this, the Russians will get a victory point. It'll flip over. Boom. They'll win. So it's all about, can they get the carrier? Or can they get the satchel? And keep the satchel away from the Germans. Or away from the Russians. Glad to see you're still alive. Just picked up Rebel Fury, Gettysburg, and Waterloo on Steam for $14.99. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we are almost done with this scenario here. It's coming down to whether or not the Russians can keep control of this satchel here. It is the Germans' turn. The Germans are going to have to look and see what this guy... Oh, boy. Okay. I was just looking to see what he's going to do. Okay. This guy's gonna... This guy's... What do I want to do is the question, right? If I don't do anything, this guy could shoot me again because he's not spent. Or this guy could shoot me even. This guy also needs to be... Yeah, he just doesn't... Alright, we're gonna try and rally. This guy's gonna try and rally. He is cowering right now. He needs an 8. +1 for being in the building. He needs a 7 or higher. He got it. He's no longer cowering. No longer cowering. Now, he needs a 6 or 7. He's going to spend 2 command points. He needs a 4, 5, 6, or 7. 4, 5, 6, or 7. Nope. Shoot. That's a bummer. That guy is spent now. That guy is spent. Alrighty. I think this guy... I think he is going to... He's going to rotate in his hex again. That's a 1. As long as he doesn't roll 1, he's okay. Ooh, just barely. But that's okay. He's rotating in his hex. This is the guy that was spent there. Well, now that puts the pressure on the Germans. So he's going to go 1 to go there. That is a clear space. Woo, he's okay. This guy's going to shoot him. He is a 12, 10, 11, 12, -3. He's a 9 again. Oh, no! That is going to be it. That's going to win it for the... Because that is a victory point. Now the Germans need to... Wow, now it's... it's back to the Soviets are in control and the Germans need... They only have 2 units that are not spent now. So this guy has to find out if he spends. He is a 3. I'm going to spend 2. So unless I roll 1, he doesn't spend. He's fine. He's fine. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just a matter of time before the Germans fail their checks. He's gonna move one. He's gonna move one there. And once again, it's a 1. He could spend a command point, but he doesn't want to. He's okay. Oh, actually, he's at 2 because this is fatigued, right? This guy only has a range at 2. He could shoot long range. He gets a -2 to your attack on long range. Might be worth it. 5. So he'd be down to a 3 firepower versus 12. He'd need a 9. I mean, alright, the German's going to go here for 1. He's okay. This guy's going to rotate in his hex again. It's called a pivot. He's 5. He's okay. This guy is going to go here for 1. He's fine. This guy's going to shoot him now. 5. He's at 12. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. He only needs a 7 or higher. 7 or higher. He's got no command points. 7 or higher. No. And now he needs a 4 or higher to become spent. No, he's spent. Oh boy. Oh boy. This guy is going to move here. And he's going to spend a command point so he doesn't have to roll. Oh, no, wait. He's going to have to spend 2 command points because this guy's fatigued. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Let's have this guy move first. How to move here? It's actually a 1 or a 2 when I'm fatigued. Oh, that's bad for the Germans now because that leaves... Okay. So there's only one person the German has to get here now. So this guy is going to move into this hex and rotate. That is a 1. He's fine. Oh, it would have been a 2 because he's fatigued. This guy just moved, so he's no longer fatigued. Now he's going to move there. That is a 1. He's okay. That's why he did it that way, because otherwise he would have been spent. And now the Russian's like, okay, I'm going to spend this. A French or Spanish unit can get a free action, so he's going to shoot him for free. He's a 5, plus 3 for being adjacent. That's 8. He's at 12. I only need a 6 or higher. 6. 10 will kill him right outright. A 6 will hit him. A 10 will kill him. Well, you hit him. And now we're going to see what it is. He suppresses him. He can still move, though. Yeah, here's the thing. The Germans need to kill somebody because even if they take this away and they don't get the victory point, they're still got the victory point. So the German's going to shoot this guy. He is a 4. 5, 6, 7 for being adjacent. 12, 14. So he's a 14 and he is a 7. So he needs a 7 or higher to hit him. 7 or higher. 6, 5. I need a 5 or higher. And 5 or higher. And a 9 will kill him. 9 will just right out kill him. No, but he hits him. We got to see what it is. Okay. But now he's got to see if he's... So it's 3. He's going to spend 2. So unless I roll a 1, I don't become spent. I don't become spent. Oh, actually, hang on. Oh, wait a second. He's -2 firepower. He's -2 firepower. Oh, and +1. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. He's going to pivot in his space for 1. Oh, no! That's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. He's out of command points. Everyone's spent. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I think they're going to hold on by the skin of their chinny chin chin. Unless this guy... No, he was panicked. So that's it. The end of the turn. The Soviets get 1 point. So they win 2. They're win by 2 points. Wow. Okay, there you go. That is a look at Storm of Steel with a very easy scenario too. But you know, playing solitaire, it always takes a little bit of extra time. But yeah, pretty interesting. Came right down to the wire there. Never knew who was going to win. Looked very good for the Germans at one point. Then it looked really good for the Russians. I don't know how it changed like that, but it was pretty cool. I felt like very good for the Germans there for a while. Then, before you know it, it didn't feel very good for them again. All right. Well, I'll put this away. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave us a like, comment down below, and we'll see you soon. That is a look at, of course, scenario number 1, the Courier's Satchel. They ended up keeping the Satchel, but just barely. Next scenario is Twilight's Last Gleam. More of just regular, just infantry, couple overlays. You got Germans down below, Germans over here. Soviets enter over there, Germans enter over here. And then it's night scenarios, so you lose visibility. Could be interesting. Twilight's Last Game. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys down the line. Thanks for coming by. Jonathan, thank you. Cardboard Commander. The CRT Matt. Tony's Board Life. Everyone, we do appreciate it. Hit that like button, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.